All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rushi Shah. I'm the Vice President of Poly Founders.
Hello, my name is Farah. I'm the president of CEO, which is the Collegiate Entrepreneurs Organization.
All right, welcome to the 5th Annual Bronco Startup Challenge. We're all excited to have you here tonight supporting these wonderful companies and innovating finalists.
We would also like to take a minute to thank all of our deans that are in attendance, all of our judges, as well as faculty and staff that are here. We are lucky to have all of you guys here from different expertise, different backgrounds to really be here and support us, as well as thank you to everyone else that has attended.
All right, so what's tonight about? I'm sure everyone's curious. Everyone's dressed up really nice. What are these kids up to? So the Bronco Startup Challenge is a business competition designed to encourage students from different backgrounds, specialties, and expertise to help create a unified vision. From ideas and beyond business plan, the competition is designed to grow the horizons of innovating students. For tonight, it's about startups, young and innovative ideas to help create a change.
Super inspiring. So that's really what our two organizations are about, Poly Founders and CEO, as well as with the help of the College of Business and Dr. Sawyer, who's here from the Student Innovation Idea Lab that actually got kicked off this year on our campus. So like Rushi mentioned, that's kind of what we're about. That's what we do. We try to have events like this and similar to this where we really encourage students to come out, pitch their ideas, and kind of experience this fear of being up on stage. So to go ahead and start off, we would like to invite
Yes, I'd like to call up the provost here. If everyone could give her a big hand of applause.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Bronco Startup Challenge. My name is Sylvia Alva. I'm the Vice Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Cal Poly Pomona. When I think about the Bronco Startup Challenge, I think about the very best that Cal Poly has to offer. We are very proud of our polytechnic identity. We're very proud of our learn by doing approach. And this challenge epitomizes that in ways that are just truly, truly a natural fit for our identity as a campus. Today's event is an opportunity for our students to take their discipline, grapple with it in much deeper ways, but it also is an opportunity for them to work in interdisciplinary teams, to work with others who bring unique perspectives, unique approaches to the questions, to the problems that they are trying to solve. When you think about the challenges and the problems that are vexing society, there are so many of them. Water, traffic and congestion, affordable housing, the list just goes on. And one thing I can tell you for sure is that the solution to any one of those problems is not going to occur in a single discipline. It is going to take an interdisciplinary approach. It's going to take people who know how to work well in teams, who know how to push the envelope and ask the questions that have not yet been asked. And I'm really very proud when I think about the Cal Poly Pomona student. I think about a student whose life experience, whose journey here has really been, for many, an experience day in and day out of pushing that envelope, of testing new assumptions, of challenging beliefs, potentially even biases about whether or not they even belong here. So many of our students are first-generation college students. So many of them have dedicated themselves to getting here. And I think that the power that's harnessed when we take that kind of diverse talent, diverse perspective, diverse life experiences, and put it to creative work and trying to find solutions to those vexing problems is and should be a very important distinctive feature of this campus. And so I'm looking forward to continuing to work with the faculty, to work with the institution's leadership, to make this type of learn by creating a centerpiece for this campus, because I do think it's an opportunity to take even learn by doing to the next level. I'd like to take this opportunity to express my deep appreciation and thanks as well to Dr. Kimmy Sawyer. I had the opportunity when I came here to meet Kimmy, and she has taken a blueprint and has made the Student Innovation Lab what it is today. And I'm excited, as I'm sure you are too, to think about what that will look like in the near future. So please join me in thanking Dr. Sawyer for the important leadership that she brings to this. We recently had the chancellor of the 23 campuses visit, and in thinking about what is it that we want to showcase to the chancellor, the big boss, I'll tell you it didn't take long to settle on the Student Innovation Lab. And Chancellor White was truly, truly impressed with the caliber of our students, the caliber of their projects, and I'm sure tonight you will as well. I also want to take an opportunity to thank and congratulate our students for what they bring to this competition. I also want to thank Pawan Tamkoria. He's a retired executive and an adjunct professor in our finance, real estate, and law department here in the College of Business. He has funded the prize money for the Bronco startup now for 5 years. He unfortunately is not able to join us here today, but please, let's give him a collective round of thanks and appreciation. To our student competitors, to the teams, I'll close my remarks by bidding them good luck. I know that it's not about luck, although I'll tell you, luck sometimes helps. So thanks.
Thank you, Ms. Alva, for those wonderful remarks. Now we would kindly like to call up the Director of Student Innovation Idea Lab, Dr. Olukemi Sawyer, and share a few words about the iLab and the opportunity that our finalists will be given for a Summer Accelerator program. Let's give it up.
Thank you, Rushi, and thank you all for coming. It's just wonderful to be up here and to see all of you. And before I say what they wanted me to say, I'll say what they didn't ask me to say. I really would like to take the opportunity to thank these students. They did this. They put this together. It's their hard work. And I would like to recognize them. So where's Simal? Simal is the president of Polyfounders, and Rushi is the vice president of Polyfounders. And could the E-Board of Polyfounders please stand? E-Board members, please. And so they're the ones who are, working outside. And then CEO as well. So Farah Haddad is the president of CEO. And could the E-Board of CEO please stand? The members of the CEO E-Board. They're standing back there. Here. So I would like to thank them very much. Years and hard work, lots of hours, lots of sweat, lots of blood. And they're also going to school, taking classes, trying to make good grades. So we really appreciate what they've done here. I'd also like to thank the CBA Advisory Board members. We met with them, I'm not sure exactly when, and we told them about this competition, and they were expecting all of these entries, and they needed to be evaluated. And they said, we'll do it. And I was shocked. Really? You really want to read through all of that? But they did. So when the entries came in, the CBA Advisory Board went through the initial entry and selected the 10 teams that you're going to be seeing here today. So if I could have you stand up, please, the CBA Advisory Board members. We have 3 that are represented. Thank you so much. And I would also like to thank the faculty members that have been mentoring, faculty and staff that have been mentoring these students through advice and helping and working. So I have Dr. Pizarro, Dr. Khrushchev, Dr. Brazil, And then I have Erica Ogin. Erica? And Miss Christine Files. So we appreciate all of their help. And we would like to thank the College of Business Administration, whose event this is, and all the support that they've given to the students, and the financial support and assistance. Dr. Wyrick, the interim dean of the College of Business Administration. And Mr. Jeff Cox, who's the development director of the CBN. So we thank you all. So you can see that it takes a lot of individuals' efforts for this kind of event to come together. So what they asked me to say is what's going to happen to the 10 teams after the competition tonight. Typically, we've had the Bronco Startup Challenge. This is our 5th year. And at the end of the challenge, we're usually done. But our desire is to start creating startups, have students actually starting companies. So to that desire and to that effort, we are going to have an investment accelerator program this summer. It's going to be an 8-week course. All 10 teams will be invited to participate. They will go through intensive mentoring and intensive customer discovery. The goal is that by August, they will be able to decide, is this an idea worth pursuing? Is this a business that I really want to invest my time in? So during that 8-week time period, from about now to 4, they'll be participating in different kinds of activities, and they will also be provided some funding to support their activity. So that's what's happening this summer. So if any of you in the audience will be interested in supporting them as a mentor or an advisor, you can see me after the event. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sawyer, and again to the Student Innovation Idea Lab. Without them, we would not function properly, as well as to the College of Business and Mr. Tom Correa, who, like we mentioned, is not here today, but without him, we wouldn't be able to fund all the prize money that these finalists and winners get.
All right. We would now like to take a few moments to introduce our wonderful judges.
So the first judge that we have here is Miss Isosa Agbonwanaton. Is that right? Okay. Isosa actually founded her own company. It is called the Bulletin LLC, which is a course or a platform that students can use to organize their coursework that can be used in conjunction with Blackboard, that they can go ahead and use, and it'll really help students in organizing their coursework, figuring out when things are due and what to do with them, and things like that. Ms. Isosa actually won her UCI Blackstone launch competition, which is, I believe, fairly similar to this. And so she won that with her idea as well, and she's currently in the process of expanding her business onto various campuses and getting some funding as well.
Second, we have Mr. Matt Fong, the CEO and founder of Papa's Artisanal Restaurant, where he uniquely fused industry with entrepreneurship and education. After spending his early professional career on Wall Street, he later discovered his passion for entrepreneurship after spending time in China and starting startup ventures. Let's give it up.
Third, we have Mr. Mark Kozlakos. Did I say that right? Yes? Okay. So he is the creative director of a startup that works with creating advertisements, broadcasting, and things like that for popular networks. Currently, their current projects include going into education. They're working with Pasadena City College and doing that, as well as entering in the medical field with their startup business.
Fourth, we have Edmund Wu, a lifelong serial entrepreneur and a member of Cal Poly Pomona economics faculty. While pursuing his undergrad at UC San Diego, he, along with a group of friends, were the first to franchise Quickly Boba in the United States. Currently, he's a real estate investor and owner of Peak Real Estate Management, specializing in development and property management in LA. And in the past, he started businesses in web consulting and e-commerce.
And of course, last but not least, Mr. Everett Taylor, Snapchat and marketing genius sensation. Mr. Everett Taylor is the founder of CEO of Millisense. He has been called a marketing genius by Forbes, a marketing star by Fortune magazine, a visionary businessman by Huffington Post, and an innovator who's changing the consumer marketing game by Black Enterprise.
We are honored to have all you here tonight in supporting our students. And now, without further ado, it's time to start the pitches.
Okay, so just so everybody here knows, and so the finalists back there, if they can hear me, so they're reminded, they are allowed 2 minutes to come up here quickly and set up. They get 3 minutes to pitch. After their 3-minute pitch, their mics will be muted and their pitch will end. Following, there will be a 3-minute question and answer with the judges. They'll have 2 minutes to get off the stage, and then we'll move on to the next pitch. We're going to do the first 5 pitches. There'll be a brief intermission a little bit after 7, and then we'll move on with the remainder of the pitches.
Yep. And to kick off the pitches, we would like to invite Take Note to pitch now. Take Note.
You have 2 minutes to set up. I'll tell you when your time starts. I just need one. You ready? Yeah, I'm going to give you the second one. Okay, can you start their time? Okay, 3 minutes now.
Hey everyone,
My name is Jonathan McGowan, CEO and co-founder.
my name is Kevin Lee, CFO and Product Development,
I'm Shannon Henneberry, Director of Marketing.
And I'm Cameron Polinsky, Tech Director.
and we are Take Note Global.
So last year, during the fall, I was presented with this problem.
Jonathan, I'd like you to annotate Chapter 1 by tomorrow.
As you can see, I was asked to annotate Chapter 1 of my textbook. I, however, could not do so because I rented my book. And from policies from companies such as,
Chegg, Amazon, and even the university bookstores.
we're simply not allowed to mark up our text. So the only alternative I could think of was conventional sticky notes. And as you can see, this led to disorganized chaos.
So here's our solution, introducing Take Note Global's annotation sheet.
Now, as you can see, this may look like a regular marked up textbook.
But if you take a closer look, you can see how the annotation sheet actually protects the pages, allowing you to write all over it using permanent markers, highlighters, pens, and even pencils without damaging the book.
And when you're done, simply
Peel it off, just like that.
leaving no residue and no markings on your book. So, who is our target market? Well, simply students.
Specifically college students.
Now that leads us to a total addressable market of $6 billion.
However, the McKinsey book publisher has done research stating that by the year 2017, 30% of all assigned physical textbooks will be rented. And this leads us to an addressable market price of $1.8 billion.
Now, how will we make money? Well, with a business model of $4.99 per packet of 25 sheets and a manufacturing price of $2.83, leaves us around a profit margin of around 30%.
Our current competition includes companies that specialize in note-taking accessories, which are 3M, Avery, and the other generic brands. Our key resources up to date includes our manufactured product, which is currently patent pending, as well as advisors and manufacturers.
So what are some of our objectives for the future? Well, 1, to gain financial investment, 2, to gain some greater market share, and 3, to help students all around the world. So, what makes Take Note Global so great?
Our great team
Team
bond.
bond. So next time you need to go annotate a text.
Grab yourself an annotation sheet, which will revolutionize the way you take note.
Hello, great job on your presentation. My question for you guys is, what are users saying about your application? Have you taken it out to students, and what are they saying about it?
So we've definitely asked a good amount of students and other classmates around us, and least to say they will find it very usable because many students do want to rent textbooks, right? You don't want to spend the extra money to buy the newer textbooks. And even if you do use newer textbooks, you know, you can resell it later on at a greater value if the book isn't marked up. So it's a great thing that you can mark it up without damaging it.
Thank you.
All right, I got a question. So actually I have two. Where are you guys manufacturing your product? What is that process looking like right now? And do you also, I know you're the marketing director, do you have a distribution plan for the product in mind yet?
So we are manufacturing the product overseas in China as of the moment, and that we have already networks established to bring it over into a warehouse.
So for the marketing aspect of it, we are doing social media marketing right now, and we're setting that up, and we're gaining a lot of followers really quickly. And so we're trying to market it to the younger generation, which obviously uses social media. And to distribute the product, we have our website, which we're going to be selling off, and also we are contacting places such as the Bronco bookstore, the people that provide the products to them, and asking them, like, hey, would you like to sell our products in your stores? Stuff like that.
So from a manufacturing standpoint, that price point is probably way too high from a manufacturing standpoint to actually distribute it. So what are your plans to lower those costs?
This is because as of right now, we only have partial tooling done. With an investment, we'd be able to do full automatic tooling, and the price will go down drastically.
As far as the, obviously this is adhered to the paper or to the book, correct? As far as the adhesive, did you guys research any kind of cure time of the glue that's behind it? So that, because, you know, students will keep this book for a long time.
Yeah, so we've definitely done a lot of tests by ourselves, sticking it in our book and leaving it closed for a good amount of weeks. It definitely doesn't tear or rip the pages, or neither does it take the ink off of the book. So it is pretty much, we found this is the best kind of adhesive at the moment.
Are we all supposed to be asking questions, or? I'm fine right now.
Yeah,
No other questions?
I'm good.
Oh, it's actually good.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Guys.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so up next we have Fable. Okay, start their time, please.
Hi, I'm Kyle.
And my name's Steven.
And we are Fable, custom furniture made easy. So furniture shopping today can be really overwhelming. Furniture stores are often crowded and confusing, and online furniture shopping isn't much better, where you have to search through thousands of pages of furniture pieces just to find what you need.
So this is a really big market in the U.S. In 2014, furniture sales reached $100 billion for the U.S. alone. 9% of that was online furniture, and we think that we can improve that. We think that bringing innovation to the online furniture sales could drastically increase our revenues.
That's why we created Fable. So this is our front page. So we've got a working prototype, and here's some examples of types of furniture that we would be able to have customizable available to the user. So you can see where I'm selecting through here, and I think I'm going to pick this bookshelf. So you can look around it in 3D in the browser, adjust the width, height, and you can see that the pricing and availability time is updated. So I think I'm going to add some horizontal shelves and make this a place for my record collection. And then you just click buy.
So let's look at the traditional model for furniture buying. One design is mass produced. It's shipped out to storage warehouses, increasing inventory costs, and then it's sold on an online web browser, which is extremely complicated with thousands of items and pages to scroll through. Our model turns that upside down. We let the user take control of the design, select materials and dimensions. That design is then sent with right instructions to a fabrication factory and is flat pack shipped out to the consumer. There are zero inventory costs and allows us to produce a lean startup model for furniture design.
We're using industry standard technology like the CNC router, which is how we made this chair. And so we're using the same technology that regular furniture manufacturers are using. We're just making a slightly different product each time as opposed to the same thing every single time.
So here's just a quick example of what could be made with a CNC router. As you can see, there's anything from lighting to seating, shelving. Virtually, the designs could be limitless. Our target market is the online generation. We're connected to social media. This just became the largest group of consumers for furniture buying and spent $27 billion in 2014.
Our main competition is IKEA. They're great because they have low-cost contemporary designs, but their furniture shopping experience is really poor and they're often low quality. Plus, they have high inventory costs. Other competitors don't service the segment we're going after, are too restrictive with their customizability, or they just use a simple distributor model online.
So you should have the forecasting pamphlet in front of you if you'd like to look through that. For marketing, we are in early startup stage, so we are aiming at the social media circles, just promoting as much as
So my first question is, given the context of millennials, there's reports out there that most likely millennials are going to be renting instead of owning homes. So have you guys considered that in your business model at all?
Absolutely. That's really why we're going after the low-cost model. That's why we've identified IKEA as the main competitor, because people aren't looking to keep a lot of these pieces of furniture for a long time, right? So, yeah.
I got a question. With respect to wherever you might be manufacturing, it sounds like you have your own equipment. How much equipment is actually needed to produce a decent capacity for your demand, expected demand?
So we're in the process of developing our MVP. We're moving really quickly right now. We figure that about $10,000 worth of equipment and consumables will get us there in the next 2 months. So past that, we have an incubation stage where we'll be upgrading equipment to a capacity that exceeds our expenses.
So we've done a lot of planning on figuring out what specific equipment that we need. And so it is actually surprisingly low cost. So the $10,000 mark will get us to an MVP stage, and then we're going to be more along the $50,000 a mark per machine scaling level for a production setup.
As far as there's a lot of the manufacturing and the design of the pieces that you have. What's the finishing process like? Because you mentioned the quality of that furniture. When someone gets it, they want it to be finished a certain way.
Absolutely. So we're working with mainly pre-finished, so for example, this is pre-finished particle board. So all the surfaces are already exactly what we want. We can get pre-finished plywood. And so we're planning on having a very lean manufacturing model in that sense, where there's very little, if any, human labor needed.
And how custom is the pieces because I noticed, they have shelf choices or maybe they have color choices.
Yeah, absolutely. We
how,
didn't show
how
that
far how far is the customizability of it?
all the way. So
Okay.
we've developed the software ourselves, so we can make it as custom as we want, as custom as the building process will allow, which is pretty custom. But on that note, we're the ones deciding what the designs are. So we're not making it too open, so it's going to be confusing. So we're making sure that people will be able to get things that they want without trying to figure it out themselves.
one other thing is also, in that contemporary market, there's a lot of honor in who designed that piece. Do you have a background in that, or is there someone?
Absolutely,
Or is
yeah.
there
That's
people that
something we
you're-
had in our example
Yeah.
page. Is we show who actually designed it, and that creates this personal connection with the designer.
Yeah,
We'll
I think
have
that's
full
important.
bios of that and stuff.
For something that's online, that's important.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fable.
Okay, so next up we have B2C. Ready?
Yeah, we start?
Ready?
Okay.
Okay, time.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Terrell Bolden. I am a management and human resource major with a concentration in entrepreneurship. So if I were to ask most of you how you got from A to B, because we're pretty familiar with that term, right? Most of you would tell me, oh, I get from A to B using my car. If I were to ask that same question to somebody living in China or in the heart of San Francisco, they may say, oh, by a bullet train or by BART, some type of railing station. Whatever the case may be, when you exit that railing station or when you get out of your car in that parking lot, you haven't truly arrived at your destination. There's still that distance that you have to travel. And that distance for certain individuals can be a lot longer than others. And the bigger the distance, the bigger the problem. Now, there are some solutions for this problem that we know, right? You can walk, but nobody likes walking because, frankly, it takes a long time, you're sweating, nobody likes it. So what about our manual product solutions out there, like a bike, a skateboard, or a scooter? Now, those will get you there twice as fast, but now you're twice as sweaty and nobody wants to sit next to you. So, so that leaves us to our gas solutions and our electronic solutions. Now, gas I don't want to spend too much time on because we know that green is the future and that's where we're moving. We're a society that's a lot more cognizant of our ecological footprint. So an electric bicycle, for example, it may get you there a little faster, but you're still dealing with having to lock it up. It's something very expensive. It may get stolen. It's still really, really heavy, right? What about a skateboard? Now, a skateboard, one, everybody can't ride a skateboard. It's not something that exactly. If a woman in 5-inch heels is getting off of work, we can't really expect her to hop on a skateboard. It's not realistic. So that leaves us to a scooter. So a scooter, there's a lot out there, right? And some can be as heavy as a bike. They can still require you to, find a place to lock it up. And they're kind of dorky, let's just be honest. And that's until now. Thanks to our manufacturing engineer and my partner, he has come up and designed an electronic scooter based on a manufacturing process. And this new process allows us to fold it in a way that none of our competitors can and make it more lightweight, basically half or more than any of our competitors. So by doing that, we feel that we have solved the problem for most of our people that we're trying to get it to. So what we're doing right now is we're basically going out and we're trying to prove our product market fit. So we know that if we can make 39 scooters, we can if we have 39 scooters, we can make it for $243. At 4 times sorry.
So, could we see it? Yeah. So that there is the first prototype, and this here is our.
So this is our wooden iteration. Right now, where we're in the process, we've actually bought the parts to go out and make our first one. So with this prototype, we've gone out, we've done a ton of interviews, we've talked to people, and we have basically trying to get that product market fit. So through our interviews, we know what people want, and now with our prototype, people can say what they want, but they're still like, I need to ride it. I need to see it. So we're going to be compiling this and going out and building the contact list. When we build this contact list, we can do an Indiegogo or a Kickstarter and prove our first production run. After we prove that, we have traction, we show that this is a product that people want, and we show that there's a demand for it, and then we're going to seek investment, and we are seeking investment after that because we really want to prove that this is what the market wants and that this is the right product market fit.
A scooter the size of a typical scooter. It's just lighter. And the reason that we're able to cut 39 scooters and make this profitable for our company is that these parts are all cut in flat plates. And then they're just assembled. So what we do is we're limiting the need to weld or paint so we could anodize it. And the anodizing actually allows us to customize this to the customer's wants.
So, can you elaborate on what the customers are saying or potential customers are saying about your product and what are their current challenges they're experiencing?
Okay, so something that customers want, they want something that's lightweight, they want something that's compact. So we know that that would solve it. Some things that we also found out is that they want something with longer battery life, and they want something that can withstand that can be durable enough for an LA street. So he's designed a suspension system which is unique. No other scooter out there has that. So it's going to be able to absorb the environment a lot better, as well as the battery life. We're going to be having a detachable battery, so you can basically take it off effortlessly, buy another battery from us, and you can double your miles, which is going to be about 16. So that'll double and triple depending on how many they want to buy.
And we're not just making a new product, we're also keeping and actually improving the suspension. The motors are drone motors, so they're really lightweight. And we could do all this because of the new method of manufacturing. This is the platform that we can put our batteries in.
And normally that's going to, when it's done, it'll stay and just fold attached to the side and it will close up.
So this is the normal method of manufacturing, so you guys can understand. Most of this stuff is welded, and then they have to go in and paint. And then they're limited to the way that this thing could fold because it doesn't revolve around this flat plate. So this is what we've invented, just a different manufacturing method to a product that's already out there.
And welding is also more expensive because it's a skilled labor. For us, we can just get these parts cut and we can assemble them ourselves or have an
Time up.
labor force.
Thank you.
Thank you, B2C. Next up is Goldstriver.
Ask them what their market's going to be. I'm not jumping. I'm Ubering. Uber's done well for a lot of folks, I think. I live downtown LA, so I see people on scooters, but I mean, yeah. But everyone's on.
No, you.
It's not tested. Okay.
Okay, time.
Hi, my name is Eric, and I am the founder and CEO of Goldstriver. One of the things that we have in common in terms of challenges is achieving a goal. Now, I don't mean the small goals, I'm talking about the big goals, the ones that people call impossible. Don't you agree? Now, one of the things that people have created to address this problem is the to-do list. But then again, even the to-do list by itself is flawed. It's not perfect, it can be better. Most of us unconsciously apply a secondary or maybe tertiary productivity system along with it to make it better. I mean, like, what are the priorities? What are the goals? What's the progress like? What's the point of completing tasks just to go through the day without any meaning, or purpose. My solution is Ghost Driver. The process is simple. The app requires the user every day to set goals, create action tasks, which will help them make progress towards their goals, and keep track of their progress and productivity with our metric system. Product overview of version 2.0. By the way, we already have 100 free users from the Android app. Here's why it works. The first feature is setting goals. Research conducted by a psychology professor stated that people who wrote down their goals had a 33% higher chance of success. Second feature, action tasks. Primarily, it relies on the Zeigarnik effect. Basically, it states that people who start on something usually see it all the way through to the end. And finally, the metric system. It relies mostly on the fact of how the scoring system in games work. We always want to be better. We always want to beat our own high score or the high score of others. And this is where it comes in. Psychological reason, same thing as why the grading system of school works. There will be a habits feature built in much later on though. Target market includes English speakers, business owners, students, content creators, and medium to large businesses, medium to high income people. And this is the market size, 143 million. We have competitors, Wunderlist, Asana, Google Keep, and etc. But the thing is, they can't copy us because in order to implement our system, they have to redesign their user interface. And that will hinder the user experience. And people are usually creatures of habit, and because of that fact alone, it is not.
Oh, first question. How is your metric systems different from other to-do lists?
Okay, so, is this working? Okay, so what makes us different is our priority system and our metric system. It's based off of a secret algorithm that will improve over time through machine learning and the data we gather.
So you mentioned that you had existing users. About how often are they visiting your application?
100 users. I'm not sure about that because the feature at the time to track their activity wasn't incorporated.
Okay. So how are you able to obtain user feedback at this stage?
Right now, we're just working on 2.0. We don't really have like that much feedback, but there are a few 5-star reviews out there on the Android store.
Go ahead. I have about four different apps that have to-do lists. Somehow I get stuff done, and I jot stuff down very quickly. The user process of now going through extra steps, can you explain that? How does that work?
Can you repeat that, please?
So how does it work with respect to me now jotting down what I have to do? Then is there a whole new set of things that I have to do to make sure I get this done correctly? Or?
Oh, the app's features will help guide the user. It's all about convenience. We don't want to carry a pencil or pen and a notepad in our pocket every day when we have our smartphone. It's all about convenience.
Okay.
I have an interesting background on this because I actually led product development for a product for task management and experiment management. So I have a few questions. Is this desktop-based or mobile or both? And also, how are you going to make money? I didn't see anything about how you're going to make profit off of this.
Yes. We are going by a subscription-based plan of $5.99 a month, and we are currently targeting the app market first. We currently have an Android app developed, but we are planning to attack iOS and the desktop. This is due to lack of funds, so. Yeah. Yes, go ahead.
Who is on your team currently, and what are the challenges that you guys are experiencing?
Okay. One challenge is that we need a marketing team. And other challenges is technical stuff, which is we need more developers to help improve upon our app.
And who is on your team currently?
Oh yeah, there's myself, my friend who is a computer science major, and another person who's in charge of some of the social media stuff. But we all have programming backgrounds.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to take a brief 10-minute break, grab some water. There might still be food out there, and then we'll start back up at 7:25.
All right. Well, glad the seats aren't empty and everyone's still here. So moving on to the next pitch, we would kind of like to invite Seventh Planet Cases to do their pitch. Seventh Planet Cases. You need to?
Yeah, you just hit enter. And then do you guys need those back? Yeah, we'll get them back. Okay. And so it doesn't look bad for you guys to look good. You ready? Time.
Thank you for coming out today. My name is Ryan McKee.
I'm Michael Zampilia, and we're Seventh Planet Cases. A student's laptop is the most important device that they use in school. Now, this device, which is very important that they use, starting over. So, a student's laptop is the most important device that they use in school. If something were to happen to this device, then they risk failing a class or worse. And a lot of these students will be in the library sitting on these uncomfortable chairs for hours on end. Now, as students, we get it. We get the fear that something can happen to our laptop in the middle of the quarter and that we spend countless hours studying in the library. And after a while, it can get tedious and we can start to lose focus. And honestly, one of the biggest reasons is that these chairs just aren't comfortable. Now, what if there was a product that not only protected our laptop cases, but also added to the comfort and made studying just a little more enjoyable? That's how Seventh Planet Cases came to be.
Because of these issues, we decided to create a laptop case that's durable and water resistant, as well as serves as a dual purpose. This case not only provides laptop protection from the day-to-day abuse, but it also provides a student with a seat cushion they can sit on while they're in the laptop studying, surfing the internet, or any other facet that the laptop provides. This case has been designed with 1 inch of high-density foam to add both seating comfort and laptop protection. The outside material is made of the outside material is water resistant and rip resistant to ensure that the case will make it through the student's entire college career. With all these great qualities, we want to make sure that the case had a great eye appeal, so we finish it off with this beautifully embroidered Cal Poly Bronco logo, which our customers can identify with.
Now, there are thousands of laptop case manufacturers all over the world, but none that address the issue of the seat comfort. We started originally with our first round of funding. That was enough to get our business off the ground and running, and we're actually a couple units shy of breaking even. Our target market is our students, college students. Now, these students, there's 2.7 million of them in California, and across 220 campuses. Again, this is in California alone. That's a lot of students. Now, right now we have one design, and that's the Cal Poly Pomona Bronco, but we plan to expand to other colleges and campuses and match with their logos as well.
At Seven Planet Cases, we've made it our mission to create a comfortable seating environment.
And follow us across our journey across the California campuses as we spread our slogan, protecting your anus.
So, Seventh Planet Cases is a mouthful. Do you guys have like a shortened version of what you like to call your company that'll make it easier for like word of mouth and things like that?
We were thinking Seventh Planet. We originally started with the Seventh Planet cases because, you know, Uranus is the third. Just in case anyone didn't get that part. But yeah, Seventh Planet for now.
Yeah, I think that sounds a lot better. And then secondly,
Thank you.
honestly, I think your biggest value proposition is the design itself. Like, it's cool that you can sit on it, but I think the actual design, and I can actually see this in like bookstores, and so I would definitely think about other. Do you think that is a value proposition that you guys want to explore more, as the actual design, as far as with like mascots for schools and stuff like that?
Right, yeah. So the embroidery itself is, I definitely agree with you. It's one of our biggest selling points. We think that, if we can go back one slide just so everybody can see the picture, it looks beautiful, the Cal Poly Bronco horse. So if we're able to get to other college campuses and able to embroider their logo and get the okay, get that into their bookstores, I think this is something that can really take off.
I agree, thank you.
I like how you guys focused in on a particular market as opposed to saying that we can provide in general computer cases with seat cushions, so thank you. Have you already reached out to your neighboring schools and understand the legalities between putting logos on and stuff?
We haven't reached out to other schools yet. Being here on campus, we're able to use this without having to get licensing agreements, but we do know that if we do branch out to other schools, we're going to have to get licensing agreements between those schools. So that's something that we've thought about and we're already taking into account. It's something we'll work into our price and our profit margin, so we already know that we're going to anticipate having to pay that.
So you've already assumed that in your models then?
Have you guys conducted any research on the comfortability on your seat covers or your laptop cases?
Research, I mean, the research that we've done is just having people sit on it and try it, and it's one of those things, you don't realize just how uncomfortable the seats are, especially in the library, until you put something like this underneath you and you sit on it and you go, wow, I can't believe this entire time I haven't had this with me to be able to sit on it. Because as an engineering student, after 4 hours of sitting in there studying, it gets really uncomfortable, and you're just moving around and you're not really studying or concentrating on your studies. You're more worried about how uncomfortable I am. So as far as that, when we have people sit on the case, they're blown away with how comfortable it is.
Have you guys thought about an option where it's a seat where there isn't a seat? If that makes sense. If it's a seat where there isn't a seat. So, you know, I attend a lot of sporting events, you know, and you see a lot of those people that have, you know, if it's a bench, it's also a seat back at the same time. You know, I thought this is like a perfect opportunity for something like that. If it was hinged, that you can actually use it, you know, both ways.
Mm-hmm. Right, so yeah, we have definitely thought about that in terms of other target markets. Right now, again, we're trying to stay focused on just the college students. And from there, one market that we did see was, you know, sporting events, people who love their favorite football teams, baseball teams, and what have you. And then another market that we were looking at is business travelers, because we all know how those chairs and, you know, the business class are.
Super comfortable. Super comfortable.
Okay, so next up is JP Innotech. Okay, time.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Park, and I'm the founder of JP Innotech. Standing next to me is James number 2, Alex, and Roger. They are my co-founders and my developers. Business owners' biggest nightmare is the rise of labor costs. In fact, by the beginning of 2022, minimum wage is going to go up to $15 an hour in the state of California. That frightens a lot of business owners. That is why JP Innotech has a solution to that. But wait, did you know that a study done by a professor at MIT, Professor Larson, that an average American spends 2 years of their time waiting in line? That's 2 years you guys wait in line to get your favorite ice cream, drinks, or dinner. But what if there's a way for us to help business owners capitalize during that wait time?
When customers enter a restaurant, there are 3 objects that they interact with: the menu, the pager, and a POS system for them to pay the bill. They also see an item of the day pamphlet. This is where I like to bring our idea in, the new pager. This encapsulates all of these together and also creates a source of revenue for restaurants. For example, an item of the day picture, a customizable menu template, which customers will use and restaurant owners will modify, a picture advertisement, or video advertisement.
Restaurant owners will be given the choice to either purchase a new pager or lease a new pager, as well as the option to purchase warranty. We'll be charging advertising fees for the ad space we'll be providing. We'll also have premium templates for downloads for our menu builder that we plan to incorporate as part of our new pager. We'll have a point system for customers to accumulate points for watching ads, to incentivize them to watch ads. We'll also have accessories for the new pager, such as sturdier cases or pens and such. And our target market will be restaurants that use pagers and servers, such as these franchises.
So like the other two talked about, we're going to have ads, and this is going to be our biggest source of revenue. We're planning to lease our product, like James said, and in this example, we have 15% of our ad revenue going to businesses. So in 1 month, a business owner can make $260, and JP Innotech would make $1,500 from the ad revenue. In a year, this means $3,100 for business owners and almost $18,000 for JP Innotech. So if we do this for 10 locations, playing 5 advertisements 50 times a day, which is like 2 hours, we can make $180,000.
At JP Innotech, our future is to assist the hospitality business to move forward and cope with the increase of minimum wage by adding a source of revenue for these businesses. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi, so I had a specific question to the product. Is it both hardware and software?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so how much does it cost to produce the device?
So the hardware part of it, for the prototype, it's probably going to cost maybe around $5,000 to produce a good amount. And
for the software, because we're both CS developers and he's a computer engineer, we plan to start to build the prototype application ourselves. However, if we do hire someone, it'll cost close to 20 to 25 grand to develop this application, which is why we have a framework going on the development of the application.
Regarding your understanding of the competition, maybe you can comment, because I feel like I've seen something fairly similar at existing restaurants.
Yes, like locations like Panera Bread or Chili's, they have a standing device when you sit down in a restaurant or you go up to order something. But the thing is, once a restaurant owner purchases that, there's no extra streams of income coming through. The thing is, advertisement market is $700 billion industry, and there's a lot of margins that companies leave aside just to market their product, like BMW, Mercedes-Benz, McDonald's. So with the minimum wage going up to a lot of states like New York and Washington and California, it's going to help business owners generate an extra source of income for their restaurant to use for recovering their labor costs or for inventory such as.
There is a handheld device, I think, at Chili's and some other places.
Yes,
that actually
those.
have
So the thing is, when a customer walks into a restaurant, they'll be handed this device. And when the wait time gets closer for them to sit down, they'll be given an opportunity to actually order the food, drinks, appetizers. So it will actually increase the customer turnover as well. So as soon as they sit down, server will also have a GPS tracker, like a lot of our competitors. They'll know exactly where they sat down, so they'll be able to bring the food or drinks they pre-ordered as soon as the customer sit. And they'll be able to make transaction through NFC chip, Google, Samsung, Apple Pay, or even credit card as well.
I'd also like to exemplify the fact that our product will integrate a reward system for users to, for example, if they watch a video advertisement for a certain amount of time. They get a certain amount of points, which they use to redeem. So it's integrating all these devices that are out there together into one. But also, that helps create extra revenue for restaurants by splitting the ad revenue for them and JP Innotech.
So how much do you guys lease your product to the restaurants for?
Sorry, what was that?
How much do you lease your product?
For right now, our competitor is LRS. They're the largest paging units out there. When you go to Yard House, Applebee's, or anywhere like that, they actually have a brand, LRS. They, right now, per unit, so per pager, it's about $45. It's pretty expensive, so don't try to steal it. But since ours is incorporating a screen, Wi-Fi technology, so all of these 21st century technology into it, we're looking at about $100 per unit. But eventually, that's gonna, with the ROI, return on investment, with all the ads that they're generating, the revenue, it's gonna recover that cost, and then they'll start seeing profit off of it.
Thank you.
Thank you, JP Innotech. Next up is switches.
Time.
Hey everyone, how y'all doing today? All right, great. Allow me to introduce myself really briefly. My name is Ryan Chong, and I'm a third-year CIS major here at Cal Poly Pomona. And I have a quick question for everyone in the room here. With a raise of hands, how many people here have ever had trouble trying to find parking on campus? That's right. All right, keep those hands raised if you have ever spent about 20 minutes trying to find parking. How about 30 minutes? How about an hour? You guys, I know your pain. I too have spent up to an hour trying to find parking here on campus, and it's because of that incident that I devoted myself to finding a solution to this problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you switches. The font is not supposed to look like that. What is Switches? Switches is a mobile application that helps college students find parking at their schools up to 90% faster. This means that no longer will you have to waste your time, gas, or money trying to find parking. And no longer will you have to be stressed out in your car driving around circles in the parking lot. No longer will you have to plan out your entire day just around how long it would take to find parking. With the tools such as real-time recognition, high-speed algorithm calculations, and customizable profiles and features, Switches empowers students with the ability to make their parking experience not only quick and easy, but also a networking opportunity. We all know that technology nowadays has created an invisible barrier amongst us. We are very hesitant and shy to approach someone we don't know and start a friendly conversation because we don't want to interrupt them on their laptops. Well, Switches breaks down that barrier by having one side of the conversation always open, the driver. This allows for a fun, engaging conversation that may lead to information about a new job opening, a new internship opportunity, or even advice on what classes to take with what professor. You may even make a new lifelong friend. For only $2.99 a month or $35 a year, you receive full access to all the features and customer service provided by Switches. And if you're like me, you're probably unsure or hesitant about giving something new a shot. Well, just for you, you get your first 30 days of Switches free. And if you sign up before the beginning of fall quarter, you get your entire next month of Switches also free. On top of all of that, for every switch you do, you can get up to 2 points. Round up 60 points, and your next month of Switches is always free. So please, stop desperately trying to find parking and running around in circles. Just use Switches and be the switch. Thank you.
I would love to use the product, but my key question or concern is, once I buy a spot on your application, how can I ensure that that spot will be there waiting for me?
This uses first come, first served basis. So whenever you say that click arriving or leaving, you automatically have that spot reserved. Like no one can, if you were chosen first, no one who clicks it after you can take your spot. It uses, the algorithm uses a first come, first served basis, so you will never lose your spot in line.
So that's digitally, but physically, how can you ensure that that spot will be there?
Oh, the person that you are going to switch with knows your face, the car number, and license plate. This is all provided on the phone when you use switches. So you won't have to guess who you're switching with. It's already known because you know what their car looks like, their license plate, and their face. And it also has real-time recognition. So you can, on your app, you can see their car coming to you and where they are on the school campus.
Okay, thank you.
So one of the huge barriers to entry for apps is just setting purely a price. How do you feel that you can overcome just having a price for an app?
So the pricing is $2.99 a month. This is fairly affordable for almost anybody of all age groups. This is pretty much chump change. And you can also choose a yearly option, which is $34.99, which is you save $3 if you go with the yearly option. Competitive base-wise, since there is no competition, and because my app is reasonably priced, I feel there's no conflict between how much it is per month.
I agree with you on that. Like, when I was a college student, like anything, even if it was like $3, it just seemed ridiculous to me. So, are you going to work with universities? Because I see a huge friction point being people that are on the app, and then if I come up there and I'm not on the app, and then I see that you're in your car, I'm like, okay, this is my spot because I was here first. I could care less who's on this app. So how are you going to combat that? Are you going to try to do this university-wide? What is your strategy for that?
Definitely, after part of my model is to work with schools, contract with schools. I want switches to be involved, part of student fees. So whenever you pay for switches, fees would be incorporated in that. And with that, there will be posts along specific locations around the school campus with a sign that has my logo, the Z. So students will stand around that waiting for their switch to arrive. And I was starting with Cal Poly. I would build my stats, build good stats, and use those stats to move to other colleges and universities to prove that using switches on the school is a great idea.
Any last minute questions?
Where are you in the process right now, product-wise?
iOS has been fully developed along with the website, and Android is almost near finished. It will it'll be ready by the end of this month, but I will launch it during fall of 2016 because no one needs it during summer.
Thank you.
Okay, so next up we have Soundsmith. Do you need to pass anything out or anything?
No, I don't.
Okay, time.
Good evening, panel and Cal Poly Pomona community. My name is Jesse Smith, and tonight I'll be introducing to you a new piece of musical equipment. Let me start by asking you all a question. By show of hands, how many of you have ever stepped into a room that was so cluttered you had trouble even finding place for your feet to step? This is how I feel when I play guitar with my effects pedal. Okay. I have multiple chords on the ground, getting tangled, dragging. The device itself, as you can see, is pretty bulky. So I thought to myself one day, why don't I design a new device that plugs directly into my guitar? I introduce to you the Soundcatcher, a one-of-a-kind, direct plug-in guitar multi-effect switch. In short, using this device, any guitar can instantly have built-in effects. When the user uses this device, as opposed to other traditional devices. They will be saving space on their floor, that precious floor space I was talking about. But in addition to that, they'll be saving money because you only need one cord as opposed to 2 cords for these foot pedals. You'll also maintain a greater sense of mobility because you won't be tethered to that traditional floor model. The market for electric guitar players is over 50 million worldwide, and over 20 million of those players are in the United States. Our target market is hobbyists and aspiring professionals. These happen to be customers that are younger musicians and have more challenges with space. To ensure our success, we'll be establishing partnerships with a variety of intermediaries such as Musician's Friend, Guitar Center, QVC, Best Buy, Amazon, eBay, various e-commerce sites, so that it's widely available, widely present, right in front of the prospective buyer. In addition, we will launch an aggressive marketing campaign. This is something that I happen to specialize in over the past several years. I've implemented a full range of marketing services for my current and previous employers. You name it, I've done it. Promotional videos, promotional events, print and electronic media. I've pretty much done it all.
Do you have one of these already made? You already manufactured this yourself?
So I need some tweaks, but if you just want to take a look at the rough size and weight, all the components are in this box here.
That's nice.
Job shop was about a little less than $30. We anticipate when it goes to mass market, it would cost less than $5. We want to sell that for a suggested retail value of $80.
Is this easy enough to replicate if I'm one of your competitors?
Yes. However, we would be the original, so people would always associate us as the geniuses who came up with the brilliant idea and saved their space and all that money.
I'm just curious to see why, if this is such a great product, you think it's such a great product, then why the competition hasn't.
I would like to
already
pursue
introduced
a proprietary design and a patent for the design.
Are there any issues hardware-wise, overheating?
No, it's a very, very simple, can I go back here? Very, very simple. Basically, this is kind of like a tone switch coming down into the circuit board, and you have a 9-volt battery. Not much to it. Okay. Very easy to put together. It just hasn't been done.
Shout out to your marketing plan. I like that. You seem like you know what you're talking about. But my question is why would this not be appealing to professional guitarists? I saw that you were going for hobbyists and aspiring musicians. Is there something more expensive out there for professionals?
That's a good question. You know, basically when you're a professional musician, you have your go-to equipment that you're very comfortable with. It's usually something of very high quality and maybe something you're not going to get into that small of a package. This is basically a very fun toy for any musician out there, even a professional. They wouldn't necessarily be using it on a day-to-day basis, but that has a great novelty effect, and it's just a very fun piece of equipment. So that's how we'd like to present it to the public, as a very nice toy.
So who's on your team currently, and where are you guys looking for now?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
So who's currently on your team, and what are you looking forward to accomplishing in the near future?
Well, there is my wonderful girlfriend who is a finance major at Fullerton, and I have 2 business majors who I currently live with. And right now we are mostly set on getting the prototype completed, and we want to get that proprietary design done. This current effect switch does 5 effects. We want something that does even more than that, and we need to make sure we get it into as small of a package as possible, because that's really what's going to be the selling point. It needs to be small.
Have you guys filed a provisional patent?
Not yet.
Right, that's time. Thank you.
Good job.
All right, thank you, Soundsmith. Next up, the Dream Factory.
Hello, hello.
Time, please.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. If you're not, from this point forward, you will be. My name is Uriah Sanders. I'm a second-year biotechnology major at Cal Poly Pomona, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of the Dream Factory. I'm happy to say that the Dream Factory is currently online at thedreamfactory.io, so it exists. So what got me thinking about this idea is that I realized that there are a lot of ideas trapped in people's heads, right? I have all of these amazing artistic ideas, but I don't have the artistic ability to make them a reality. So what if there was a platform where you could describe whatever you want and have it made for you? And at first I wasn't sure if this was a really feasible idea, but then if you guys have seen in Shark Tank, I went to draw a cat for you. This guy sells custom cat drawings for $30, and he got a deal on the Shark Tank. So if his deal works, I'm sure that my idea, my much broader idea, could be successful as well. So the Dream Factory, at the Dream Factory, you describe whatever you imagine. You also say how much you're willing to pay for it, and you can request it from whichever artist you prefer. And we're not just talking about drawings. This can be a painting, a sculpture, origami, music, a t-shirt, absolutely anything you can imagine, and it can be delivered to you on your doorstep. This allows us to tap into multiple creative markets. So here are some beautiful screenshots of the website right now. As I said, it does exist. And how it works is that artists can sign up for free. At the moment, buyers can either request from an individual artist, or they can make a challenge that any artist can accept for prize money. And soon we're gonna roll out premium accounts and a way for artists to sell their art directly on the website. So all payments and communications between the artist and the buyers are handled on the website, so it's a very streamlined and secure platform. So we solve a lot of problems with our platform. Artists need a really reliable way and a way to make money that doesn't hold them down creatively. And so our platform provides that by giving them the freedom to choose which requests inspire them. And buyers need a really streamlined and affordable service for taking art commissions, and art commissions that are really tailored and unique towards them. So we already have the website up, as I said before, and we built it together from scratch. And we've been validated by the fact that tons of artists through all over the internet have already signed up, and we've gotten requests from up to $500 already. So that shows me that it's a good idea. Probably all of you agree, I'm sure. And we're gonna be relaunching soon with a whole bunch of new features. And one of the most unique things about us is our low cost of operation. Because it doesn't take that much to start a website, to run a website, we can spend our money on trying innovative new ways to capture buyers and artists. So these are some of the features that we plan to roll out soon with our relaunch, and we also want to partner with manufacturing companies. So for example, if an artist is only a painter, they can get that painting on a t-shirt and give it to buyers in that form as well. So you might be wondering, what about the competition? Obviously, there is no the mic back on.
So how many artists do you have signed up already?
At the moment, we have about 12 artists, I believe. I think only about 3 of them are people I actually know. The rest of them just came onto the website when we were doing our first marketing campaign. At the moment, the website is kind of offline. We have an in development banner as we're putting up the new version, but we already have a few artists, I believe 5 or so, who are lined up to get on the website right now.
Within how many months?
I'm sorry?
How many months has your site been up, and how long have those artists been on your site?
We launched in February, and so those artists have been on since then, pretty much.
Can you express again the types of artists that you have?
Yes,
or that
so
you plan to have?
we can have graphic designers, animators, filmmakers, painters, drawers. At the moment, we have a 3D design artist on the website. We have a painter. We have someone who does drawings. And we're looking into the music market. At first, we're trying to target this towards like the fine arts, just for ease of marketing. But in the future, we plan to expand to all these different mediums. So an artist of any time can do anything on here because it's just as simple as requesting it and having it show up. So it doesn't matter what it is. Sculptures as well.
So right now, there's no particular focus in art. I know for the art that I need, I go to a certain website for restaurant commercial art, and then for personal, I go to Deviant Art, which I saw on, on your site. So there is no focus, or?
Right now we're focusing our marketing towards the fine arts, but any type of artist can sign up on the website. And it's also a more streamlined service than DeviantArt, which is kind of like a social platform. You kind of email an artist if you want them to take a commission, but not every artist is there for that. On our website, every artist is down to take commissions, and yeah, it's really reliable all on the website.
What's the communication systems like? So if it was a graphic designer or a writer, there's going to have to be communication between the person that's hiring and the person that's doing the work.
Yes, so we actually
to change to
Yeah, it's based on the commission model more so than a hiring model because we want to give artists creative freedom. So it's like you get this awesome description and they say, okay, that inspires me, I'd like to do this. And then so based off of their portfolio, the buyer can decide, is this really the person I want to have do this? And then after they create the art, that's what they get. So it's not so much of a constant communication.
So the buyer doesn't have a choice?
No, if it's something totally off from what they asked for, they can get refunded according to the terms of and agreements, and we have the software in place for that. But in general, it's you request from people who you feel can do a good job, and you take what you get. There's also a challenge system where you could create a challenge where multiple artists can create a submission, and in that case, the buyer chooses the winner, and the top picks get the prize money.
Is there a bidding process as well as a submission process?
Not yet.
Okay.
But these are just one of the many things we can start looking into.
I like your Kanye-like confidence, my man.
Thank you, thank you. The light kind of coming in from the left is kind of blinding me and everything, but I'm working.
But one quick question, one quick question that I had before they drag you off the stage is, you said that you ran a marketing campaign before and you've only been able to acquire 12 artists so far. What can you tell to investors that will instill confidence in them about your future marketing and channels that you're going to explore, marketing campaigns that you're going to do?
Thank you, great question. So we only launched for a brief amount of time, and the main way we were putting things out was on social media and trying to get artists from like campus and so forth. I don't have that much money, so when we were doing the ads on Facebook, I just saw my bank account gradually getting smaller and smaller. So if we did have more money, we would be able to market more widely on social media. And I was also learning for the first time how to target social media ads to different groups and demographics, and really getting to test out and see like what the effects of all of that is. But within the time that we did have it up, that very brief time where we were actually actively advertising it, we had a pretty consistent flow. So I think it's just learning about how marketing works better and having the money to sustain it.
Stay away from the ads, man. There's so many free things you can do with social marketing, so holla at me.
Most definitely, thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Dream Factory. So that concludes all of our pitches this evening. So one last round of applause for everyone that pitched.
We're going to take a short 20-minute break, and then judges will go to deliberate the winners. But staying close, we're going to put up a Google form where you guys can vote for the crowd favorite. Thank you once again.
And before we go off and the judges deliberate, we'd actually like to show our appreciation to the judges with some gift baskets that we've put together for them. So they're going to go ahead and bring them out. And then once you're done, if all the judges, Dr. Sawyer and Miss Kristen Files could join me in the back, and we'll pick the winners.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, no. Hello. Oh, wow, that was loud. Okay, hi. Thank you guys for waiting. We know it was stressful waiting for the winners. So we're going to do it third place, second place, first place, crowd favorite, and then the winner of our Chang Award, which was added in today. Okay? For the winners, when you come up here, we'll come up and we'll take a photo with you, and then if you could just line up here and stay up on the stage, that'd be great. Thank you.
So third place, drum roll, goes to B2C. Where are you? Okay, all right. Okay, second place goes to Seventh Planet Cases. The whole team needs to come get this. Congratulations. Congratulations. So, hey, little man. Congratulations. Your daddy did good. Congratulations. You should have. Okay, so who do I give this to? It's a big team. Who wants to hold it for the photo? Okay, I'll stand over here. So you have to squeeze.
I can be in the back.
Awesome. You don't leave. You stand over here. Yeah.
I can go sit down.
No, no, no. Let the boys stand over there. Yeah, more. Okay, and first place prize goes to Soundsmith. Congratulations. Thank you.
Good? Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so this is the award that the crowd got to determine. So crowd favorite goes to Lono Drop. So the whole team or just two of you?
Rushi. Rushi.
Well, that's a whole lot of hands to shake.
I'm gonna go follow. Double shake.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Here's your award. Oh, picture. Okay, picture. Sorry. Are you in the picture?
I was expecting to get shy, man.
Okay. And the final award is for the most scalable business. And that prize goes to, thank you, Seventh Planet Cases.
Oh my goodness, so many people. Wait, you guys are in it. Tallest in the back, shortest in the front. Something. Unless this all works. Are we all gonna? Are all of us gonna fit in the? All right. Okay.
Wow.
Sorry. Mike, please. Rushi.
I got this. It's fine. It's part of the team.
Are you using this?
I'm using this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Congrats. Go ahead.
All right. Congratulations to all the finalists. Getting to this position requires a lot of hard work, perseverance, and motivation. Now, I want to take a few moments and explain to you guys something that I truly believe in. The word entrepreneur is of French origin, meaning to undertake. Now, for some, it could be undertake an idea. For some, it could be to undertake a mission, to bring forth a change. I think the beauty of entrepreneurship is that there is no definite answer to it. Our destiny lies in our own hands. As Peter Drucker would say, the best way to predict the future is to create it. I think each and every individual in this room has a unique ability. Einstein once said, everybody's a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing it's stupid. So what am I trying to say? Try something new today. Step outside of your comfort zone and experience a world full of opportunities. And coming back to Cal Poly Pomona, let us push and expand the boundaries together and step into a promising tomorrow, starting right here from home. Thank you.
And one last thing before we all go off, we just want to again thank the College of Business, Dr. Sawyer, the Student Innovation Idea Lab, of course, Poly Founders and CEOs eBoard. Without all of that, this event could not have happened. And of course, our amazing judges, so let's give them a round of applause. And lastly, all of you here that came and supported these amazing teams, as Rushi said, it is not easy to come up here and pitch an idea and kind of put yourself out and step out in your comfort zone. So an amazing job to all the teams that pitched tonight.
All right, thank you everyone and have a good night.